Did you know, on an average, 1.5 million shelter animals are euthanized each year in the United States? Shelters around the country euthanize an estimated 670,000 dogs and 870,000 cats per year. Most of this is due to irresponsible pet ownership. Today, we are going to speak about a huge pet peeve that I have over irresponsible pet ownership. Pet's responsibility is an important part of owning and loving a new pet, because everybody loves that new fur ball, the tiny paws, adorable face of a new puppy or kitten, watching them play with a yarn of string or gnawing on a chew toy. But it's only this that the problem arises. After taking them home, if the owner will be responsible or not. According to the 2019-2020 National Pet Owner Survey conducted by the American Pet Products Association, about 85 million American families, or 67%, own some sort of pet. In terms of pet irresponsibility, some of the presents for holidays are new puppies, bunnies, kittens, etc., and some of these animals get disregarded once they get a little older. Either the owners realize they cannot financially take care of them, cannot train them, or cannot keep them because of a moving or a lease. In turn, this causes more of an epidemic of shelter pets or strays. This is a top pet peeve of mine when dealing with irresponsible pet owners. Pets are not presents or gifts. I repeat, pets are not presents or gifts. They're to be planned and should have everything they need, plus a commitment for their care. An animal is a 10 to 20-year commitment and a family member, and it should be seen as so, but more often it is not. So today, I'm going to speak about my pet peeve, pet ownership irresponsibility. This is a topic that really bothers me and gets under my skin. I hope by the end of my speech you can appreciate the fact that I have not pulled my hair out and I have really put my heart into the speech and feel 100% behind it. I also hope you can relate to my pet peeve and learn some new things in the process. One of the largest problems we face are homeless pets, which is caused by irresponsible pet ownership, because by not getting their pets fixed or leaving their animals outside to run rampant, many of these owners do not responsibly get these pets fixed, which causes a huge rise in overabundance of animals who need to be put in shelters, fostered, or who are homeless. This is where the owner's lack of responsibility becomes a huge problem. Every year, 6.5 million dogs, cats, and other formal pets are abandoned or lost and enter shelters. But of all of these animals, only 3.2 million are adopted and see shelters again after less than a year of finding a new home. Pretty sad, huh? Over half of these animals live without a home and the love and the care that they deserve, and end up dying due to old age or being put down by the shelter. This really upsets me because it is something as simple as a surgery that could prevent so many pets being born into this situation. And as a responsible pet owner, this is their responsibility. This is the only way we can work on this solution, to keep informing people on how important it is to fix pets and find ways to offer low cost and free spay resources, because they're definitely out there. I feel if people see the statistics on how many animals live their lives outside of a home and die without even having a family, maybe that people could understand the true problem that we have due to these irresponsible pet owners. Another huge pet peeve I have about irresponsible pet owners is when they let their dogs outside, or their cats. Because even with collars or tags, their owner's information may be on it. This can also cause another bunch of problems. Firstly, most of these animals, once again, are not fixed, nor are they vaccinated, leading to unneeded births and diseases that can kill your own pet. By being outside, the risk of heartworm, fleas, rabies, ticks, Lyme disease also triples. Also, when a dog may be out in the yard, they tend to get territorial, and they may decide to attack out of fear or because they are approached by a younger child, and this causes an attack to ensue, which can happen to other dogs, kids, and adults. which sometimes end up deadly or cause permanent scarring. And then this animal suddenly gets put under because it was generally defending its territory or just scared. Leaving an animal unattended outside can also rise the possibility of an animal getting hit by a car, causing its unnecessary death and anguish. Did you know vaccines are one of the most important loving measures that you could take for your pets? Irresponsible pet owners do not value their pets' lives enough to get them, clearly, because the necessary vaccinations they need are those to stay healthy and safe. I think of my pets as family. So, my question always is, would you treat a family member with the same care? Because without proper vaccinating measures, they don't have activated antibodies to fight off these infections. They would then be left to deteriorate, and fatal results will usually follow. A huge pet peeve about irresponsible pet owners is when they do not take necessary action to train, have enough toys to have your pet to be busy enough instead of gnawing or scratching things, and keeping your areas where your pets stay clean, because the places that we do lease end up getting ruined or damaged. And this is why so many landlords do not allow pets or require huge deposit or monthly rent for pets. Irresponsible pet owners just ruin it for responsible pet owners who deserve a chance. The irresponsibility causes landlords to have to patch up areas that have been gnawed, corners of walls may get gnawed, they have to pull up rugs over soiled areas because maybe the pet owner didn't even take the time to get the dog trained. So, I cannot stand this because we have animals. I have 2 dogs, and we are very responsible. Yet, so many places that rent out have all these stipulations, and it makes it very difficult to move because we won't give our family up. We have our furry members for life. So, therefore, if we do decide to move, before we buy our house, we'll have to kick out a lot of money, and it pretty much goes to waste instead of towards something we can be using it for because of these irresponsible pet owners. So, let's say you're taking your animal for a normal after-work walk, because we all do that, and across the road, you suddenly spot a person walking with a dog. You don't really take much mind to it until the dog spots you, and it starts barking. And then you notice it starts to not have a leash on because it starts sprinting across the street. So, it looks like it's coming across the street to bite you. And you start to get frightened because you don't know if it's going to bite you. So the owner comes running behind loudly saying, he won't bite, he's just excited. Now, my huge pet peeve about this, there's a reason why you should leash your dog. Not all people are the same. Some people are afraid. They might have already gotten bit or attacked. And we're pretty much all aware it's illegal to have a dog off the leash besides a dog park. So why do pet owners think that this is okay? It's not. It's irresponsible of the owner, and it can cause a lot of problems. Not to mention the dog could get hit as it runs across the road. In terms of irresponsible pet owners, breeding is another huge irresponsible pet owner no-no. It only brings more animals into this world, and a lot of breeding comes with care that is not ethical. I feel whoever is in charge of breeding, or people who do run puppy mills, they are the owners, and they decide to do this, and a lot of it is sad and unethical just to make themselves some money. Now, a lot of pet stores get puppies from puppy mills. And puppy mills, well, let's just say, it's known as a puppy farm. It's a commercial dog breeding facility characterized by quick breeding and poor conditions. The female dogs are bred every time they come into heat. They're forced to breed the rest of their life until they can't anymore. And then after, because they can't, they're physically discarded, neglected, or even murdered just because they can't breed anymore. What kind of life is that? Often there are a lot of puppies in this mills, and once the conditions are not ideal, they also get sick and have a horrible start to their life, and some of them don't even live. So, this inhumane treatment of irresponsible pet owners who are buyers of these full-bred dogs also needs to stop. It makes me really anxious that people will even be okay with doing these things, and they have no regard for the animal's care, happiness, and these poor animals have never even seen a home. The whole point of my speech was not only to speak about my pet peeve of irresponsible pet owners, and not only the dangers of the things that can come out of the neglect of the important things, such as keeping pets inside, vaccinated, and trained, and happy, but I also want to retouch on the fact of how sad it is for the pets that rely on their owners to be their voice. We need to be there to help keep them safe and happy, and a responsible pet owner will. I hope you were able to relate to my pet peeve of irresponsible pet ownership, and I want to try to make a change for the animals who need help. Since they cannot communicate with us, we need to do everything we can to keep them healthy. This is so they have the best chance to a happy, safe, long life. Perhaps if you know someone that does not think or know of these things, you can help share this information. Here's a resource for free to low-cost spay and neutering, www.snapofpa.org. I hope that you can appreciate the fact that I have a pet peeve over irresponsible pet ownership, and I hope that you can also become more of a responsible pet owner yourself, because I definitely will too after reading a lot more things than I knew. Thank you.